Hey guys, welcome to the next episode, which is, I believe, the third episode of the J-type overdrive overhauling. In the first episode, we took it apart, we assessed it, we figured out what the problem was, which there wasn't a serious problem with the overdrive. The problem was with the transmission, but we still needed to take the overdrive apart and clean it because it was full of metal particles and shavings and stuff. So in the second episode we did that, we cleaned it, changed all the O-rings, all seals, gaskets, and we just put it together. And now it's time to start testing it actually. So I rebuilt the transmission off camera because I have a TR6 transmission rebuild video already. So the transmission rebuild was not filmed. So I already put gasket maker on the surface of the transmission. I put gasket maker on both sides of the gasket. We have gasket maker here. We have the drain plug installed, very important. Don't forget that because you don't want to pour your oil on your toes. So now we're gonna fill it up with oil. For that we have a non-detergent. That's what this guy uses, so I like that. So if you have any questions why, ask him. And I believe about 2 liters go in with the overdrive. So we're gonna fill it up before we close it because that's the easiest. And we can actually pour it right on top of the gears so we can lubricate them nicely, even though we put assembly glue. There's lots of discussions about the oil that you should use in these. Some people even use 2050 engine oil, their choice. I like this non-detergent. It's actually somewhere it says that it is good for hydraulic systems, so the overdrive has pressure in it, so it's a good oil for that. I can see where the plug is, so we're gonna fill it all the way to the plug. But before we say it's done, we're gonna actually tip it a little bit so it spreads around to the overdrive as well. That's enough.
So J-type's supposed to take 1.5 liters. A-type takes 2 liters.
And this one takes more. I'm already at 3/4 of this, and I think that's good. So very important part here, the reverse needs to match this lever or this fork or whatever you want to call it, because if you don't match it, you're not going to have reverse. Alright, so I'm going to put the bolts on, I'm going to do the wiring here, and then we're going to go get crack-a-lacking with the tests. Okay, so it's all hooked up, even wired. Mr. Chef Tash is gonna help me here with shifting into gear, but let me show you first what's the setup. So remember this port here that I told you, the service port. So on that port now I have my pressure gauge installed, which pressure gauge I bought from J. Holcamp, and this is his details here. If you want to buy one of these for A-type or J-type, so there's one for A-type and this one is for J-type and D-type. So I bought them from J. Holcamp. This is his details here. You can purchase it, I think it was about $50 plus shipping. So the motor is hooked up, wiring here. We were just debating here with, we were just discussing here with Chef Tash about the switches. This is the reverse switch, this is the 3rd and 4th switch, and this is supposedly the one for 2nd. Oh, actually, you know what? Correct, this is the neutral safety switch. This is the neutral safety, is not for 2nd. So whatever, this switch is not relevant. I just figured it out anyways. It's not relevant for our situation here. This is the switch for fourth and third gears. I powered it up with my power supply and a battery there, and I hooked up also a light here in parallel with the solenoid, so we don't have a voltage drop. And now when Sheftar switches to, when he goes to third, the light goes on, and in fourth it goes on. In neutral it doesn't work.
Second doesn't work.
Second and all other gears it doesn't work. So that's how we tested the wiring. So we made sure that the switch operates properly. So that's it. I think it's about time to start testing it. So first of all, we're gonna run it for a while to warm up and to make sure that the oil transmits everywhere. And then we're gonna switch it to third or fourth, and we will see if the overdrive is gonna engage. Okay, so let's turn it on. It's in neutral. Okay, so no pressure here yet. Okay, let's switch it in gear, and it should take a little bit of time for the pressure to build up initially because there's air in the system. So let's see. I'm gonna put it in fourth. Having hard time to turn the motor though.
I wonder if the solenoid actually engaged.
Why is it not building pressure? Finally. Okay. So it took a while. But it built up. It's 400 psi. Yeah, obviously it needed time to purge the air from the system. Has pretty good pressure. I believe it needs to be between 400 and 450 for a J-type, but it's obviously working. Okay. Whew. Well, it took a while to build up pressure. Obviously it needed to purge the system, I guess the air from the system, but now it works as it should. It builds up pressure. 400 psi is pretty good pressure. So now there's only one more test that I want to do to see if it actually has the RPM drop on the front. Okay, so now we have the RPM counter here, and we have a piece of reflective tape here and a piece of reflective tape on this side right here. So now I disconnected the overdrive from here, and now we're going to spin it in fourth gear, and we're going to make sure that whatever RPMs we have here, we have on the other side as well. And then we're going to connect the overdrive, we're going to engage it, and then we're going to see if the RPMs are going to drop on this side. On this side, they're going to stay the same, of course. So now it is in fourth. Let's turn it on, and Mr. Sheftar is going to demonstrate for us. So we have around 1400. Let's see the other side. So that's the same. now let's engage it. And the RPMs drop on this side. Let's disengage it again. Perfect. So it does what it's supposed to do, and that's gonna do it for our test. Okay, so I don't know if you heard that, but we had 1400 on this side in fourth gear. We had the same amount, 1400 on this side, and then when we engaged the overdrive without touching the shifter, we dropped down to 1100 something. So that's exactly what we were expecting it to do. So with that, guys, I think we completed this overhaul and the test of this overdrive, and that's gonna do it for this video. So again, thanks for watching, thanks for commenting and subscribing. If you like this type of videos, you might consider supporting the channel a little bit, but you don't need to do that. I say all the time, you don't need to do that in order to watch all the videos. They are totally free for everyone. The only reason why you would want to support me a little bit is that you want to say thank you for the videos. So with that said, thanks for watching, thanks for commenting and subscribing, and we will see you in the next one. Or you can see this guy in his own you can see this guy in his own channel. If you don't watch his videos, you might find them interesting as well. He's just finishing the restoration of a TR250, and he's gonna go back to his TR3 in the near future. So Chef Tash, that's his name on YouTube. Go find him. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.